Let's bring in Nalini Sharma now. She's our legal. Nalini, you've got us so many updates. This is a fast developing story and many updates coming at this point of time from the Supreme Court as well. Net, for the layman to understand, outside of the legal jargon, which you're fantastic with because you understand the law. Let's break this down for our viewers. What does this really mean? Does this mean that the Shinde camp gets advantage now because the disqualification has been put on hold until the next hearing, which is 11th of July? And why? Explain the legal lay of the land to a layman.
Well, Shweti, the big news coming in from the Supreme Court right now is that the Supreme Court has specifically extended the time for the rebel MLAs to respond to this disqualification notice till 5:30 p.m. on July 11th. In layman's terms, what that means is that status quo, at least on the aspect of disqualification proceedings, will continue till the 11th of July. No further proceedings can be conducted regarding the disqualification aspects of these 16 MLAs. After the Deputy Speaker refused to give his assurance as to whether or not these disqualification proceedings will continue, the Supreme Court has extended their time in the interim till 11th of July to respond to these disqualification notices, which doesn't although necessarily mean that there is an advantage that is given to them, but definitely means that there is no disadvantage for them, because this disqualification proceedings was the sword that was hanging over their heads for the past couple of days since the 25th of June, when the disqualification notice was issued to them. So now, because they know that the Deputy Speaker cannot proceed any further with the disqualification proceedings, at least till the 11th of July, there will be respite, there will be relief that they will be feeling at this point, and it also gives them time to plan out their further strategies as sitting members of the Legislative Assembly, because they cannot be disqualified. The question will now become, and this will only happen before the floor of the House, the question will now become who has the numbers, because the Supreme Court has specifically
of course, this story is all going to be boiling down to the numbers as well, and the legality surrounding this particular story as well. Now, bring our viewers up to speed in terms of what the arguments were as far as Devdutt Kamath is concerned, who's representing the Uddhav Sena in court on the principles of natural justice vis-a-vis the no confidence motion which is being faced by the Deputy Speaker, for the layman to understand very clearly what is going on.
Well, Shweti, first quickly just look into what are the two main takeaways from the extremely long hearing that's happened today. Number one is that the Supreme Court has called for a comprehensive affidavit from the Deputy Speaker explaining on the basis of which the no confidence motion was rejected by him. The second most important takeaway is that the Supreme Court has stated that till the 11th of July, the rebel MLAs, the 16 MLAs against whom disqualification has been sought, they have time till the 11th of July to respond to this notice, which means that they are not bound by the deadline that was issued for 5:30 p.m. today, and do not have to appear before the Speaker before that deadline. But some very important arguments, like you were asking about, have also been raised during the course of this entire hearing. The first and the foremost was the argument regarding the principle of natural justice, like you correctly pointed out, as to whether or not the Deputy Speaker of the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly can even be the one who can decide on this issue of no confidence motion. Because the no confidence motion has been passed against him only, can he be the judge in his own case, is the first question that has been put forth before the Supreme Court. The second question that has been put forth before the Supreme Court is that can a no confidence motion against the Speaker even exist?
Yes. So before the moving ahead with the disqualification of the 16 MLAs and the hearing on 11th of July, the first decision, Nalini, and correct me if I'm wrong, is going to be first taken on the no confidence motion as far as the Deputy Speaker is concerned, and then they would proceed over the hearing of the matter of the disqualification of MLA. So is that the order that is going to be followed?
We are still waiting for the final order, Chaiti, but yes, you are precisely right. First, they are going to decide on the issue of no confidence motion. Let me explain to you why. Because even though there was an ambit of things that was challenged by the Shiv Sena, as well the Shinde Sena, I beg your pardon, as well as the MLA supporting them before the Supreme Court, their main crux of the argument...
Supreme Court has asked the Uddhav government to ensure the safety of MLAs. Big breaking news on your screens right now. Supreme Court has asked the Uddhav government to ensure the safety of MLAs. Supreme Court going on to ask Uddhav government to ensure safety of the MLAs. Breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court at this point of time. Taking this across to Nalini. Nalini, give us some perspective as far as Supreme Court asking the Uddhav government to ensure safety of their own MLAs is concerned. Are they speaking about the 11 MLAs in the Uddhav camp so that they cannot be further poached by the Shinde camp?
No, Chaiti, over here the Supreme Court's talking about the rebel MLAs who had originally approached the Supreme Court seeking protection, saying that there is a threat to their life.
Okay.
Because remember, just minutes before the hearing began in the Supreme Court, there was another application that was filed by the Shinde camp saying that the law and order situation in Maharashtra has gone out of control of the Mahavikas Aghadi government, which is why there was a genuine threat to their life. They had also used that reason to state as to why they had not approached the Bombay High Court with a legal remedy, because they said that the environment in Bombay is not conducive at this point. So the Supreme Court has said that the state must ensure that protection is granted to all of these MLAs. The state should take adequate steps to maintain law and order and protect life and liberty of these 39 MLAs.
This is of course coming on the back of Nalini. This is of course coming on the back. Just to give our viewers a little bit of background as well. You did have a little bit of vandalism, and you had the Shiv Senics who had taken to the streets of Mumbai as well, and there was a genuine threat to the families of these rebel MLAs who are at the moment in Guwahati, but their families are in Maharashtra right now, and hence the Supreme Court has asked the Uddhav government that there should be no further damage caused to their families at this point of time, and the police of Maharashtra falls under the Uddhav government, so make sure and ensure their families are all right. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. The Supreme Court's passed these very clear directions right now while passing the oral orders. Of course, this is also going to get translated into the written orders, but the Supreme Court's made it very clear that it is the responsibility of the state government to ensure that law and order is maintained in the state and the life and liberty of all its citizens, including these 39 MLAs that are now casting aspersions regarding the threat to their life, should be maintained, and that is precisely why the Supreme Court's gone ahead and made directions to the state to ensure that adequate protection and safety is granted to all of these MLAs, even if they come back to Mumbai. Remember, in their petition that they've stated, they've clearly said that one of the main reasons why they've not come back to Mumbai is because there is a genuine threat to their life and they fear that they might be harmed. They've also raised threats regarding their family members, which is why they had specifically moved the Supreme Court asking for protection to be granted to their family members who are still within Maharashtra. And the Supreme Court's gone ahead and granted that. They've clearly said that there should be no untoward incident in this entire matter, and it is the responsibility of the state to ensure that law and order is maintained in the state and all of these rebels' life as well as liberty is protected by the state.
So at this point of time, as far as the Shinde camp is concerned, it is status quo, and as far as the Uddhav camp is concerned, it's a fair amount of setback that is coming in.
Well, precisely because no further proceedings can be conducted till the 11th of July. Let me make it clear. Till the 11th of July, time has been granted to these rebel MLAs to now respond to the disqualification notice. The Supreme Court's not specifically stayed the disqualification proceedings, nor have they said that the disqualification proceedings cannot continue. They have simply extended the deadline till the 11th of July, which is when the next date of hearing is going to happen. But because by virtue of the fact that they've extended this deadline till the 11th of July, no further proceedings can happen till then, because only once a response is received from the rebel MLAs will the disqualification proceedings be allowed to continue.
That also effectively means, okay, so Nalini, that also effectively means that till this issue is decided upon by the Supreme Court, which is hearing the case at the moment, there can also not be any floor test whatsoever.
Well, not specifically on the issue of floor test, no, Chaiti, they have not specifically said that. They have only extended the time regarding the disqualification proceedings and the notice that was issued to the rebel MLAs by the Deputy Speaker in the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly, asking them to appear before them by 5:30 p.m. today.